Супервайзер WBA Сергей Хурсанов. Представляю участников этого боя и первым боксера слева от меня в черном углу ринга. Ему 31 год, рост 173 сантиметра, вес 66,5 килограмма. Он чемпион Африки с прекрасным рекордом, который насчитывает 12 боев, 10 побед, только одно поражение, 1 ничья, 5 ярких побед нокаутом из Утапи, Намибия, Paulus Amavila. Его сопернику в золотом углу 31 год, его рост 175 сантиметров, а вес 66,45 килограмма. Чемпион России, финалист чемпионата мира, заслуженный мастер спорта с безупречным рекордом, 9 боев, 9 побед, 5 из них нокаутом из Каспийска, Дагестан, Россия, по прозвищу Хитман Вадим Мусаев. Рефери боя Семен Стахеев.
Gentlemen box. Listen to my comment, okay? Shanghai, good luck.
Touch of gloves between the two, 10 rounds or fewer for the WBA Asia welterweight title. Slight height advantage there for Musaev and a reach advantage that should come with that. Namibian fighter and beat Edward Trojanowski for the IVF. And beat Ricky Burns before that fight for undisputed against Terence Crawford. So they do have some form on the road. Amavila, as I said, with a good record, are stepping up a bit in weight here. Musaev boxing out of that southpaw stance. As mentioned, nice and active this year. This is his 4th fight, and we're only in August, so that is good to see. His last one was a wide points win over 8 in Moscow against Sagadat Rakhmankul. And he's looking to get onto the front foot nice and early here. And he's caught Amavila there. I think he clipped him with the right hand, maybe. And they just seemed to take his balance away immediately. And there's a long time remaining in the round here. It just seemed to take the balance away entirely. It was difficult to see exactly what it was that did the damage. I think it might have been a right hand highish to the head midway through the round, and Amavila will do well to get out of this opening round. Musaev not going too crazy. Just needs to pick his punches here. Amavila has been stung by that, buzzed, as we describe it. Those reactions at the minute will be quite slow. Musaev just needs to try and open him up maybe with a feint and then catch him again. It's a torrid start for the visitor. Musaev, though, is closer than anybody, and he's not going hell for leather for this, so maybe he feels that Amavila has recovered from that. But he didn't look all that solid when the referee was giving him the once-over. Just short with the left hand there, Musaev. He does lean in a bit, Amavila, doesn't he? In that southpaw stance, his weight is heavily on that front foot some of the time. It means that when he throws, that weight is all going one way, and it's difficult for him really to pull it back. Final few seconds of the round, and one that I did wonder whether Amavila would get through. Well, there goes the bell. He's trained well, Musaev. You can see that from the condition that he's in. Boxed at 71 kilos as a amateur, down to 66.7 as a professional. That pro training, and the fact that you weigh in the day before. Well, that was the instance where he just got hurt a little bit, and it was that right hand around about the ear that caused the problem. And you do often see that. You can just take the balance away. It is a little bit of a sweet spot around the ear. It can cause quite a dramatic effect, as we saw there. And Musaev won't be in any great rush here because he's got 10 rounds, but what he should do here really is just turn up the heat on Amavila, because he knows that he can hurt him. I think he will be aware after that opening round that he is significantly the better of the two, and a nice long loose left hand there just caught Amavila as he was coming forward. Again, that weight just leaning in. He picked his range really well there, Musaev. He wasn't down heavy, but he's been caught by these combinations, and Amavila again is in trouble here. Well over 2 minutes remaining in the round, and Musaev just needs to turn the screw. The openings are there. He doesn't need to go crazy. And again, he just throws those hands at Amavila, and he leans right in, and Musaev pulled his feet too far back there. He needs to just almost feint the jab, let him try and come in there, Amavila, and then as he comes in, just throw that 1-2. Good left hand to the body there from Musaev. Won that opening round 10-8. I will be surprised if we need the judges here. Cuffing right hand again there from Musaev. Quite circumspect here, Musaev. Maybe be a bit more aggressive, I think, and go after this a touch more, because, okay, he's had a knockdown in each round and he's winning this round, and it is difficult to see this going the distance and the judges being required, but you don't want to let anybody off the hook. When you've got them in trouble, you need to keep them there. Strange things can happen in that ring. So when you are the better fighter of the two, you need to impose that on your opponent and finish them, basically. Good crowd inside the arena as well, I have to say, from quite an early stage in the evening too. A very, very neat arena. Perfectly set up for boxing, really. Floor space not too big. There's that nicely timed 1-2. Just gave himself enough room as he came in, backed up a little bit there, just pulled back. And that's a different combination. But that's where he does the damage. Amavila looks to try and commit to an attack. Musaev just pulls back, bounces off that back foot, throws that 1-2. And he can't really miss, because Amavila, as I say, is weight is all coming one way. It's coming forward. He can't stop it coming forward when he commits to throwing punches, because he comes over the top of his front foot, basically. He's falling in, as it's described. And all he can really do in that scenario, if he's made to fall short, is get those gloves up. and let that momentum just take him onto his opponent's shoulder. That's really all you can do in that situation. If I was Musaev's corner, I think I would be telling him just to click through the gears a bit here. As I said, you don't need to go crazy, take any unnecessary risks. But from what we've seen so far, Amavila doesn't really pose too much of a threat. And when that's the case, you need to be ruthless. Good right hand again there from Musaev, and that just seemed to rock him slightly. He's really trying to tough this out, Amavila. I have to hand it to him. He's been down a couple of times. He's away from home. He's up against it in every conceivable way here. But he's still trying to get some punches off whenever he can. There's a combination again from Musaev. A couple of them were half blocked by Amavila. Knockdowns in the first 2 rounds. No knockdown in round 3 so far. Almost catching Amavila with the right hand there, Musaev. Just got through there with a short right hand, Amavila. He's done better in this round, not just because he's managed not to hit the canvas, but he has landed a couple. End of the 3rd round. There's that left hand that lands just high on the chest, and a short right that caught him in a similar area to the one that he knocked him down with in the 1st round. I'd like to see Musaev be more aggressive in this 4th round. He doesn't need to take any risks here, because what's coming back at him doesn't pose that serious a threat, quite honestly. I think he needs to up the work rate, take his feet in closer, plant his feet and punch harder, because he's by a mile the better fighter of the 2 here. And what his team will want, what the crowd will want, is for him to put on a little bit of a show here and just get the stoppage. He's well capable of it. Just commit with his feet, commit to the punch a bit more, and it will happen. That's more like it. Good, strong left hand, and down goes Amavila. And that's exactly what I was talking about. He just held his ground more there, Musaev. Dug those toes in a touch and really just shot that left hand down the middle. He can take it in that little bit closer, so that biting point when he lands is where it needs to be. Rather than catching Amavila on the end of a punch, he's catching him just like he did there. And that's where it has maximum impact. About 80% of full extension is said to be the optimum biting point, the range at which when you hit somebody, it has the full effect. And I don't think he's going to get out of this round, Amavila, and the referee waves his arms and calls it over, and right on cue, Vadim Musaev gave us what we wanted there and gave the arena what they wanted. A couple of knockdowns in the first 3 rounds, but what you didn't want at that point was for things to meander. He needed to do exactly what he did there, and credit to him, he took care of it. As I said, he was by far the superior of the two. You could see that from the outset, and what you don't want in that scenario, as I said, is for things just to drift, and then all of a sudden you're wondering if you are going to get the stoppage, and then you're trying a bit too hard and you're snatching at your punches, and then he maybe gets a little bit of confidence, and all of a sudden what has started so well can really fizzle out into something pretty unsatisfactory, but he did not allow that to happen. So 10-0 now for Musaev, and he becomes the WBA Asia champion at welterweight. That could see him get the top 15 ranking. It's always kind of hard to tell, but it certainly gets him on their radar, which is an important thing.
Рефери Семен Стахеев остановил поединок на отметке 1 минута и 10 секунд 4-го раунда. Техническим нокаутом победу одержал и стал новым чемпионом WBA Asia в первом среднем весе Vadim Musaev, Россия.
So stoppage number 6 in 10 wins for Vadim Musaev, and that WBA Asia welterweight title belt goes round his waist. Four wins already this year, and I'd imagine he will be looking to get back out before the end of 2024, at least once, because that won't have taken much out of him tonight.